This year, Chodesh falls out on Friday, so that would be the day after. And Shabbat, obviously, we're not noheg minhag avelut, so therefore these minhagim start again from Sunday, this coming Sunday. So the halakha says, הנוהגים שלא לאכול בשר בימים אלו, מן הדין מותרים בתבשיל שנתבשל בו בשר. The halakha says one is not allowed to eat meat. But if you have a pot that you cooked in it meat, and obviously the food is not only meat, there's other things, there's potatoes, there's other things inside. Halakha says, me'ikar hadin, you're allowed to eat the potatoes, you're allowed to eat the vegetables, and leave the meat, and it's not a problem. Even though it's cooked with the meat. The potatoes were cooked with the meat, so really this is a meat dish. Really, me'ikar hadin is no problem. However, seems like we're mahmir on such a case. We try to not eat even food that was cooked inside with meat, we don't eat. We try to avoid such things during the time of the 9 days. However, me'ikar hadin, if need be, one would be allowed. We're going to soon see this might apply for food of Shabbat if one wants to do that. However, aval kedera shel basar, a meat pot that you cooked in it parv food, everybody agrees, afilu bat yomah mutar lebashel balachat tehillah, not a problem. Person has rice, he cooked rice in a meat pot, it doesn't make the rice meat, the meat is fine, the rice is fine. You could have the rice the whole week, it's not a problem at all. You made fasulye, you made all the foods, as long as you didn't put meat inside, me'ikar hadin, there's absolutely no problem, one is allowed to eat it. So therefore many people have the custom that during this week, Friday, they make a lot of foods parv. They don't put meat inside. So this way, you have leftovers, you could eat it on Sunday, no problem. You could eat it Monday. It's not an issue. Even though it's cooked in a meat pot, as long as you didn't put meat inside, there's no problem whatsoever. You can have it any day you want. And in fact, if you're careful to make sure that you don't actually put any meat, that you mix with it, you didn't use the spoons from the meat to this. So really, it's parv food. So one is allowed to have that, and then afterwards he wants to have the dairy foods. You don't have to wait 6 hours in between. It's parv food. The pots are clean. There's 24 hours that's waited between using the pots from other dishes to the parv dish. It's not a problem at all. Me'ikar hadin, you have nothing to worry about. You're allowed to use such foods during the 9 days, and there's no isur whatsoever. Now, what happens if I cooked too much food on Friday for Shabbat, and now I have leftovers? What am I supposed to do with it? So one option is, like we started off, you could eat the meat on Shabbat and leave over just the parv part of the food. It's not really parv, it's really meat. But you could eat the meat and leave the potatoes over, and then you could have the potatoes, me'ikar hadin, b'di'avad, in such a case where you have leftovers. What are you going to do? Throw it out? You don't want to throw it out? You could do that. Again, that's for somebody who obviously has way too much food and he has no option. The other option that we said is to try to cook more foods that are parv in order that if you have anything that's left over, one can eat it. However, Maran brings down that those that want to have for Seudah Revi'it, for the fourth Seudah, after Shabbat, if they want to be able to have from the leftover foods of Shabbat, Yesh lahem al matzah yismochu. They have what to rely on for Seudah Revi'it. He brings down that even if they want to have it on Sunday, in order not to throw it out, and he wants to have it, you have what to rely on as well, also, as long as it's again left over from Shabbat. But, of course, one should definitely not use this as a heter in order to cook extra food in order that you should eat it on Sunday. Of course, me'ikar hadin, one should avoid doing such things. One should cook whatever he needs for Shabbat only, and therefore you should not end up with leftovers, so this way he doesn't have to eat it afterwards, or he doesn't have to throw it out. But in case one did cook too much and he wants to eat it, so one should try to eat it Seudah Revi'it for the fourth Seudah right after Shabbat, and that will take care of all issues. However, to cook food on Sunday this week and onwards, starting from Sunday, one is not allowed to cook any foods that are with meat. That's asur during the week till after Tisha B'Av.